We're starting. And
It was that, you know. I forgot about that.
I know.
It was
Are we live?
yeah, we're live.
Oh, we're live.
I had to put it out there.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to put the comment that I want to head to head.
That's true. That's true. Although you tell you what, in my gambling
Well, I
experience,
got lucky.
yeah, I was just saying, in my gambling experience, when I have a favorite and our game goes to overtime and I win in overtime, those aren't the bets I'm usually
No,
bragging
I'm
about.
just
You know?
giving you a hard time. Giving you a hard time.
No, but absolutely,
Plus,
it
I
was.
owe it to you anyway.
In retrospect, maybe there wasn't a sharp side. Maybe it wasn't a clear sharp side on the side, and even with the total, I think the under was a good bet. But it just goes to show you, 62% proposition, and it just went over with the 38% side of the coin. You know.
Amazing.
So, hi everyone, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. Hashtag AskSBR. We are the odds couple line into the Redder. We are. This is the live show that we do every day at 9 to 10:30 Eastern time, and this is the day after we're back from the Punta Cana SBR Bash Super Bowl party. We got 3 NBA games and a bunch of college games, and I thought I'm starting to see some value in February basketball. I gave about 10 picks. You gave about 8 picks, and
Big Man had some good picks too.
we had some good picks, some good insights. So overall, I think we're okay right now in general in basketball. And you know, I haven't had a chance to look at the 3 games on the.
My biggest, I got to talk about
Mhm.
it, Pete. I got to get it out real quick. That Notre Dame game is going to be
Mhm.
absolutely huge today. All right, this is a team really had a tough schedule coming off, if I'm correct, 3 straight losses or something. Four straight losses. A tough competition. Wake Forest on the road. Danny Manning's squad's not going to be ready for what's going to hit them. This is a rested team on top, and Mike Gray, I guarantee he's got this team ready. That first half was 3 or 3.5 from 6 on the full game or something. I think they're going to be up double digits by halftime. You're going to see that Notre Dame run early and often. So with that being said, I just had to get that out
Sure.
there.
No, that might be a great call. Some of the best bets in basketball can be when you have a good team off a bunch of losses and you really accurately time a big bounce back for them. All right, in the NBA though, we have some interesting stuff. Houston has lost 6 out of their last 7 ATS. The question, of course, before that they were an absolute ATS juggernaut, cashing much more often than not, and they're going up against Orlando, who's you know, overall on the year been not that great, but they do have a winning record ATS on the road. I don't know. What do you expect from Houston? They're a big favorite.
Don't know. I'm wondering also. I read an article about Dan Tony that they just literally they got away from what was working. They went through some rough patches, and instead of shooting their way through, as he put it, they tried to just kind of improvise, and it's hurt them. It's really hurt their turnover ratio. And James Harden being banged up hasn't helped them, pistol feet. He went off against his old former teammate, but after that and the 3 before that, he was shooting pretty terrible. He's got that knee that's banged up, and it's hurt more than people know. Sure. So I don't know. That's a team I'm kind of cautious of right now.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm thinking maybe
Might be a 10-foot ball
or
player.
maybe it's worth a fade. All right, and then we got Charlotte, who is coming off of an ATS win, but before that they was a close ATS win by 1 point.
Yeah.
And before that they had lost like about 5 or 6 or 7 in a row ATS. They're going up though against Brooklyn, who continues to struggle long term after their decent start to the season ATS wise. And we've got Charlotte also as a double-digit favorite. Some interesting double-digit favorite situation
Stay off
in the
that.
NBA.
Yeah.
Tune into the NBA House Double Show. We'll tackle all 3 of those games today. And then in college, you know, the poster the commenter who asked what a trap game is, Maryland at Penn State. Classic example of a trap game. Maryland coming off of a push against Purdue, and before that they covered 7 in a row. Penn State, a bad team, lost to outright, and now we have a very low favorite line for Maryland. Seems a little bit too low, and seems like a classic trap game.
That's good too, because we had a couple of questions on the Maryland game today. Also, same Matthew. I'm just trying to Maryland, Notre Dame, and South Carolina. So you just addressed Maryland. Notre Dame or South Carolina.
He just took yeah.
So I guess the answer to that is Maryland. Be very, very. I mean, look, if you handed me a free bet right now,
I would take
because
it
I'm a little bit of a
because
sucker, I would take it. Yeah,
Exactly.
but
that's got trap written all over
Right.
it. So I'm staying off of that one. But the next 2, I like it. I'm all over Notre Dame on the half of the game. I'm going to give you a little peek inside the odds couple show for college hoops. And your other game you asked about, South Carolina, I'm all over that like snake on. I read an article, very interesting, by the way. There was 2 players trying having a little squabble, trying to point fingers. They barely squeaked by Georgia by 2. And Martin's the kind of coach who'll lay into you. So there was a little locker room confrontation, but he said afterwards, they tightened up. They had one of the best practices they've had. So you know what? South Carolina, not an explosive offensive juggernaut, but their defense locks down enough, and they know they got to pick it up. They got to amp it up to a whole other, level because the tournament's around the corner. I love that play. I think they're going to cover easy on the first half of the full game.
All right.
This one's from Joe Watson. What do you guys think about Ball State?
Pete, that's up your
Ball
alley.
State, yeah, let me see, I did, yeah, that one I'm definitely
yeah.
passing on, no, I'm definitely passing on.
We're supposed to be
that one.
surprised about that.
I mean, Akron is obviously, still the class of the back in my opinion, but, so, bounce back from them is.
You've had a good eye on the Zips. You've had a good read on the
Yeah.
Zips this year.
Oh, they've been, but they, they're coming off of a
That's what
subpar
I'm
game.
wondering. I'm wondering if it's maybe time to.
And I think, I expect them to be 50-50. And this is a game that I'm expecting roughly to, anything can happen, but I'm expecting it roughly to come down to the wire as far as the spread is concerned.
Sure.
With a double-digit spread like that, tend to not want to be on the favorite. I mean, they could have a bounce back because the loss is probably in their heads, but they also, they barely beat Buffalo 3 games ago at home, so I'm staying off that one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to bet on them or against them.
Any other questions coming in? Because I got one game that was pretty interesting. I wanted to touch on the show, but I didn't. But you also. It's low and their defense is really, really out of sync. I think that might be a sharp
Yep.
call. What was the line on that again?
It was 8 all over that one.
Beautiful.
Laughing.
Beautiful.
That's
It's perfect.
That was
Wait a minute.
I said,
You're allowed to say stink
I'm
out.
serious. I said you
All
top
right,
me.
okay,
You
yeah.
top
Okay,
me.
all right. Yeah.
Those bitches, you top mine. Yours was brilliant. Mine sucked. You made mine look like
I'm
nothing.
just saying, I think yours is
But
more.
you gave me a look like what it is, but no, mine was
Yeah.
blew mine out of the water.
Yeah, exactly.
You got revenge for the head win I
All
had.
right, all
Boy,
I'm trying
sure
to say
is.
is
You
I
guys are
really like the,
Had to get that out there.
I really like Tulsa.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to
jump
say.
on me.
That's
like,
all I was
bitch, hell no, you absolutely just topped me and some.
I was only trying to say that I like to play a lot. That's
I
what I
think
was
we know
trying
that.
to say.
I
Tulsa
think we
plus
know
8.
Man, I got
This is
something for
way
you
out of
guys.
control.
Hey,
All
supposed-
I'm trying to
It's
say.
supposed to rain there, guys. It's gonna be wet.
Oh, good for there. All I'm trying to say is I like Tulsa plus 8.
Money Mike, you're an NHL guy. I don't know if you saw this today, but Claude Julien, from the head coach for the Bruins, was fired this morning.
Yes, he was. And
So,
you better look out, getting ready to step in the studio as soon as I get out of here because Scott Carter just walked by. We're getting ready to film the Puckheads, and that is a big, big game we're featuring.
You got any generalized thoughts on the future of the Bruins for the next couple
Absolutely.
months?
They're gonna get fired up. The guy they got coming in, and wait for the show to find out. But the guy they got coming in, he's like a military guy. They're gonna come back fired up and better than ever. Look out! You better start thinking about that tonight. Give a couple games to warm up, and we'll be
Yeah,
talking
we're
about it on the
too
show. Pistol.
All right.
What else we got on that?
Yeah, I mean, we got some.
There's that Illinois Northwestern game. Did you have a call on that?
Oh, well, the problem with Northwestern is the guy, their leading scorer is out. And if you don't
The
know
guy.
that, now you know.
Hey, the guy's out.
Yeah, leading scorer is
That
out.
guy's out.
So that would explain why he was out in their last game, which, I mean, Northwestern been catching game in, game
But you
out.
know who's in?
Who's that?
Morgan and Britain.
Yeah, Morgan is
That's
real.
real,
Yeah,
buddy.
we'll have to talk about that for.
Good for you.
I want to find out what they think.
You're fly girls. I got a wife.
I want to find out
two
what
fly
they think
girls.
about mustache in general.
Buddy, I got, yeah.
And what they think
Somebody
about
told you you
sports
needed to
betting.
wax it. Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
That one
yeah.
girl said you need to wax your.
Got a lot of advice at the bash
Yeah, you did, boy.
on ways to
Imagine
improve
that.
my general appearance. All right.
Speaking of the bash, Joe Frida, what's up, Joe? He just
Joe.
asked if you guys got those digits from those blondes.
Yeah.
Did you guys get those digits?
Barely he did. Barely make better did. Apparently.
I got it, buddy.
Apparently
Guess
you're
what?
calling him.
I've got the calendar of, there was another model team inside the Oak Aura. There was a big party inside, a private Super Bowl party inside the casino. I went there, I got the picture with the poster girls. I got the whole calendar, yeah. And they gave me, 3 of them gave me their numbers. They said, we'd love to visit Costa Rica and do a beach shoot.
Really?
I promise you.
I don't know
They
how
can't
I
pay
could-
their way if I got anyone to come here.
And Brittany Morgan called him. No girls ever called me my entire life. And they called you, huh? This reminds me of when I found out that some people get paid bonuses to take a job. You ever heard about that? Like if you have an MBA, they'll give you a bonus just to take a job. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah, signing bonuses, yeah.
Signing bonus.
Yeah, well, this is a nice.
It's like people have called you. All right,
It's
women
been
have
fun.
called
No,
you.
those girls, I would love to fly them around. They're amazing, but they like your pistol.
All right, that's awesome. And yeah, so I guess that's our show for today. Should we wrap? Oh,
Well,
anyway,
we got to talk about this Super Bowl thing.
Right.
Justin said he wanted to touch on,
just quickly.
but we are doing a wrap-up
We
show.
were going
We're
back to
doing a wrap-up.
But with the Northwestern game, be advised, leading scorer is out. They did lose last time, ATS, after cashing a bunch of games in a
Yeah,
row.
you see
And
that guy.
be
That
very
guy's out.
careful. Be very careful with Northwestern until their leading scorer comes
Yeah, because
back.
that guy's out.
And I guess that's about it,
Hey,
right?
what's your absolute best pick of the day?
Tulsa, +8, baby.
Okay, I
All
like that. You got to check out the odds couple.
Tulsa
show.
+8, huh?
Big man on campus and Pistol Pete broke that game down brilliantly, and there's a lot in there. So make sure you check that out. But you're gonna have to ride us out, man. My boys.
All right, yeah.
Let's do one more real quick. We got here Michigan and Michigan State.
Oh, that
Oh,
was, I mean,
that's a 10-foot pole for me.
yeah, I looked at that one. Obviously, it's a rematch.
That's a
Michigan State.
Budweiser cold beer, pop back, and just watch it as a fan because that could go either way.
Yeah, and Michigan State obviously won the first game in Michigan at home, and the line has gotten bet up. It was 4.5. When I saw it, I was thinking, all right, probably I take the points. But
Yeah.
now the line's gotten bet up to 4.5 or 5, and Michigan has been very, very up and down. They've had some games, obviously.
They'll be up for
Michigan
this
State,
one. You know it. They
But,
both
yeah.
will.
And Michigan has had some blowout wins this year, so they're not incapable of getting a
What's the
margin.
total sitting at? Do you know?
It's 136.
I like the over.
I like the over as well.
I like the over in that game. Who's whoever has Michigan State on it.
Again,
I
when
like
we
the over.
When we do these shows, I haven't had time to look at the totals.
We haven't had time to look at nothing the last 5 days.
Yeah.
Night before we left, I did that nitro thing up there at the
Yeah.
Still wore
Yeah.
out. Pete. I gotta get the hell out of here. Get some sleep.
Absolutely.
Right. All right, guys.
I got
Tune
one
into the
more
odds
thing we
show
gotta
later.
talk about real quick.
Okay.
As a fan, I think we all should be so grateful for the best Super Bowl I have. I mean, you couldn't have scripted it. You couldn't have, not because the Patriots won. I'm talking about action, a game. As a fan, nothing to do with freaking betting here. All right, betting's everything, but as a fan, because I was a fan first, I don't know about you. All right, that was the best game we will ever see. You couldn't have scripted it any better. But the hardest part for me is I watched the interview with these Atlanta Falcon players, bro. Damn near broke me down. They literally look like the Walking Dead in their minds. Like, how in the hell did this just happen? After being up 28-3 in the third fucking quarter, excuse my language, but I'm not kidding you. Matt Ryan, every guy that spoke they were dying inside. And you gotta wonder, how will that team rebound next year? I saw a defeat that could, and again, that'll pass eventually. But Pete, next year, something tells me though, they're gonna come out on fire.
Yes,
I think it's
definitely.
gonna sprint. So I
Definitely.
wanna
I'm
put
making
that out
that. That's
there
my
before we
first
forget.
note. My first note for the 2017 NFL regular season. Atlanta Pride.
That's how I wanted to leave that today. So, and the hats off to the Atlanta Falcons guys. You guys are amazing. I know they're not watching us, but you know what? Those guys deserve the fans. Pete, there was about 15 of the best SBR forum posters there. All cashing tickets with Atlanta, ready to and there was some real fans there too. Buddy, that place got so quiet, and I felt so bad for them too because they were cool as hell. Had they been real, right? You know,
There were a lot. I felt like there were more people on the Pats than on the Falcons.
yeah, but there was a whole group up in that casino though. There was, bro, they had all the gear on and everything. But I felt bad for them folks because I was dancing, not dancing, but I was thinking it's over. There's no way they're coming back from this one.
Dude, I needed that cover because I had to pass on the -1 on the first half and then -3 on the full game.
Unbelievable. All right, guys, I got to say, my boys, tune in later on. Thanks for everything. Thanks for all your support. We can't do it without you. And again, Pete, you know, I think it was great. We had the opportunity to let those SBR forum posters know how important they are to our company as well.
Great.
Over there. So good stuff. That responsible beat your book. You build that factory. That's got
We'll
more
be back
coming to you at SBR. Hey, what is it? #AskSBR.